Woo! What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Dubs here. I just finished a long night of spinning MP3s for the twerking bitches. And I'm a strip club DJ for people out there that don't know. I realize that statement's kind of weird if you don't know anything about me. So yeah, I do DJing mostly on the weekends for fairly hot young women that like to take their clothes off for money. It's a nice gig. I like it. But this is just a quick follow-up to the video I put up well, by the time this one goes up, it'll be 2 days ago. It was on Thursday I put the video up, I believe. Maybe early Friday morning. Anyways, it's the last video on my channel. It's the dumb fuck up in Michigan that doesn't know what equality means. Everybody knows this by now, which is why I have to make a follow-up video. I guess I don't have to. I wasn't really going to at first, and then like more and more news stories kept coming up in relation. And this just happened 2 days ago that he made that Facebook post. So, yeah. I don't imagine how interesting his life is right now. Probably more interesting than it's ever been, I would guess. But, yeah, I'm smoking on camera. Fuck you, fucking people. I know I'm taking a risk. I mean, shit. Don't nobody take more risk than me, man. I'm morbidly obese. I smoke. I do other things I probably shouldn't do. I'm trying to get better, though. Just saying. Anyways, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I really don't want to have to edit this because, like I said, I just finished a long night of DJing. It is now 9:30 in the morning, about an hour and a half past my usual bedtime. So I'm going to try to get through this quick. Hopefully I won't have to do any edits, no cuts. I haven't even rehearsed my bullet points, so I'm just going to go through the list. I felt like in the sense of consistency for the cause of making YouTube videos since I reported. I did an opinion rant video on this yesterday. I should at least follow up with something. So here we go. Okay, so since he made the post on the 14th, he has received a lot of death threats and through Facebook and Twitter and wherever else people can get to him. People have been calling the shop and all this stuff. You know, stuff like this happens. Honestly, I would never. It's just stupid. Like, I understand people being upset. Hell, I was upset. I still am. Like, I hate hearing people talk the way he talked. Oh, excuse me. But death threats are just stupid. You're not gonna get through to anybody threatening their life. Even people were threatening his family's life. Come on, dude. It's uncalled for. I understand the passion because I kind of want to myself make threats, but I'm too lazy to follow through on anything. And like I said, threats are stupid in the first place. Violence in general, I'm not a fan of. Sometimes it's necessary. That's just the kind of person I am. I'm not a fan. I mean, I like violent movies and violent video games, but personally, I never the thought of I mean, I'm over 30 years old. You know, I haven't even thought about using force against somebody that I didn't agree with since like middle school. But some people never grow out of that, and some people actively go looking for fights. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So yeah, he got some death threats. I didn't give his name out on the last video because I didn't care enough to find out what his name was, because he didn't say in the initial article that I read. He's got a fucked up last name, and he's a ginger. So, I mean, obviously he has no soul. So, you know, there's that. I'm kidding, gingers. I know you have souls. Actually, you don't. None of us do. But it's cool. You know, if you want to believe you do, there's nothing wrong with that. So he says, Brian Clawiter. Brian the Closet Homosexual is what I'd like to call him. So he says, I got all this from mlive.com. It's some kind of Michigan news website, as far as I can tell. I'll put the links in the description below. Listen up, folks. I'm not going to do the stupid voice this time. Listen up, folks. If you have an opposing view to mine, that is okay. What is not okay is threats to kill me, my family, and friends, semicolon, threats to burn down my shop and my home. I will stand firm on my views, and I will not back down. However, because of the ridiculous backlash, I am requesting any supporters of ours that would be willing to stand with us to help secure my home and business. So basically, bring your guns down, post up outside my house so people know not to fuck with me. Is pretty much what he's saying there. You don't have to worry about it, Brian. Fucking internet trolls make threats all the time. Nobody's actually going to come and try to kill you. Well, I won't say nobody. Somebody might. But if they're going to do it, they're not going to threaten it first. They're not going to want you to see it coming. Which leads me to believe they probably won't do it anyways because there have been so many threats. You know, obviously, they'll probably wait a while. When your guard's down, motherfucker. He goes on to say... Let's see here. Oh, there have been people, like I said, a lot of people opposed. There have been some supporters coming out. One person said, freedom of speech is still in our constitutional rights. Good for you, buddy. You know one, you know one amendment. You probably know two. You probably at least know the first and the second. But, again, like I said in the last video, yeah, we have freedom of speech. And you can say whatever the hell you want. But you gotta realize if you're running a business, especially in this modern day and age, that if you say some shit people don't like, you're probably going to go under. Or at least suffer for a little while until people forget that you're a dumbass. And in cases like this, you must be living under a rock. Because, well, he's not. He was hoping to make money off this, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But that aside, if you forget about that fact, you know, you can say whatever you want. But if you say something that's not popular, if you say something that obviously is bigoted and pretty much the opposite of equal rights, yeah, people are going to be upset, and people are going to let you know that they're upset. And that's their freedom of speech, too. And also, we live in a capitalist society, so if they decide to not go to your business anymore, you know, they can speak that way. That's their protest. And I have a feeling that's probably going to be happening. So anyways, he claims that he is the victim in this whole thing. Of course he does. All these conservatives that live under a rock somewhere, I think they all live under the same rock, to be honest with you. They all think they're victims. You know, they got, you know, if you want to look at it in terms of a religion, most conservatives, I guess, are Christians, and they're always claiming persecution when, you know, Christians make up 80% of the country. You know, and even though we have a separation of church and state, they still get away with a lot of shit in the government and whatnot. So, yeah, you're not victims, you're assholes. For the most part. I mean, I have some friends that I grew up with that are, I would guess, considered conservative types, but they're not that bad. I love my my church friends that I grew up with. They're awesome. They're awesome people. And most of them, you know, we grew up with friends that ended up coming out as gay when they got older, and you know, they never said a bad word about them. So, you know, I don't know. See, this is why, you know, I have to tightly edit my videos and write a script beforehand, because I'll go off on these tangents that don't really pertain. So hopefully, let's see here, where are we at so far? 9 minutes. God damn, dude. Time flies when you're talking about shit. So anyways, let's go ahead and speed through some of this. He says he can't say that he regrets posting what he posted. I feel strongly about morals and belief, but the response, these people are using every tactic imaginable to absolutely destroy my business. Good. Good. That's the way capitalism works, buddy. You know, people speak with their money. And I don't know if he, like I said, I'm pretty sure that he was hoping to get rich off this, like that pizza place did. We'll get into that. But again, forgetting that aspect, if you're just looking at it completely not even aware that that kind of an option exists, why would somebody, knowing that in the modern age, you know, even people that aren't homosexuals, most people at least, understand that they are people, they are human beings, and they deserve to be treated as such. I mean, the polls are showing more and more, and the fact that, you know, this stuff is happening, that, you know, all the people that are outraged about this, like myself, are not homosexuals. You know, I've seen even some homosexuals defending this stuff. And cool if that's what they want to do, if that's how they feel. But, I mean, all these people that are calling and threatening him and saying they're going to stop coming to his business and their friends are going to stop, you know, most of them probably aren't homosexuals. You know, they're just people that realize that homosexuals are people too. And they deserve the same equal treatment as everybody else does. So, you know, if you come out and you completely berate a whole sect of people, be ready for some backlash. And like I said, unless you live under a rock, you had to have known this was coming. A lot of them are calling anonymously because they are cowards, he said. He says, they say, you need to die, you are a bigot, you teach hate. And he says, I see the government protecting their point of view, not mine. Yeah, because their government is there, well, for many reasons, but one reason, to make sure that all the citizens are on equal footing. Now, some people would argue that they don't do a very good job of that, and I would say, you're probably right on some points. But basically, that's one of their jobs. You know, the government puts certain things in place, certain laws and amendments and whatever that, you know, will end up giving other human beings fair treatment in a world that would otherwise treat them unfairly if those rules weren't there. I mean, I've talked to people about anarchy and libertarianism and the idea of either no government or small government. And, okay, small government I can get behind to an extent. At least there's still some kind of structure in place, some kind of system. But if you leave it up to the people, man, people are shitty. Like, Joe Rogan always says, you know, in general, most people are good. But the bad people, even though they're outnumbered, sometimes, like, they seem to have a louder voice. They're more cutthroat, they're more conniving, so they tend to get in positions of power. So even if we had no government and everything was left up to the people, you know, a lot of people are corruptible, and eventually the bad people, the people that the narcissists and the people that would eventually become politicians if, you know, there was a government in this hypothetical world that we're talking about here that's no government. So the type of people that become politicians in this world would be those same type of people that try to run shit in the anarchist world. And you would, and yeah, even though there's no government, there would definitely be people that are above others. They like to believe that it'll be this perfect utopian society. What am I talking about? This is why I have to edit, but I'm not going to edit this. This is just going to be a long, rambling ass video. We'll just call this a vlog. Like, I feel like I've made a lot of videos this week, and I mean, I'd like to only do like 2 or 3 a week. For now, getting started, I don't want to flood people's subscription feeds, you know, too soon in the game. Yeah, I'll let you get used to me a little bit before I start doing that. But yeah, I ramble, and I'm scatterbrained. Like, my brain, if you could see inside my mind, it's just words flying around at full speed, and like there's a little miniature version of me that's just words, like a tornado of words all around him, and it's just picking out the ones that he can grab, you know. It's chaos up there, which is why I smoke other things other than cigarettes. So anyways, So, yeah. It just wouldn't work. Like, I like the idea of no government. I like, not as much as I like the idea of a small government. But again, you leave it up to the people, and people are corrupt. People are just bad. Like, not in general, but the ones that are end up getting the power, end up being the ones. Because, like, the nice people and, like, the laid back people like myself, you know, we're just like, whatever, dude. You know, let me do my thing. You know, whatever. I'm cool. Just, you know, treat everybody nice, and let's chill out and watch some movies or read some comics or something. I'm good. I'm a very low maintenance kind of guy. So anyways, there's one aspect I didn't even think about. I know this is going to cost me a lot of potential fans because people don't like seeing people smoke. Again, I understand it's bad for me and I'm taking a horrible risk. I'm trying to quit. Believe it or not, everybody says that. But anyways, the one aspect I didn't think about in the last video is how selfish this guy was. I was just so dumbfounded by all the stupid shit he said. I didn't even look into it enough to see that he put his whole place of business in jeopardy. And it's looking like maybe they might end up going out of business. Maybe not. You know, they might bounce back. I highly doubt it. Oh, shit. Stand by. Trying to set my apartment on fire. So, yeah. He says, there's legitimate business in there, and I've got to continue serving my customers that want to be here. Nothing I've said is illegal. The workers are just here to work. They just want to work. It's my fault. I said what I said. Yeah, dude. You said it, and I should have said it in the last video. That was incredibly selfish. So not only are you a bigot, not only are you an asshole to fucking people that are different than you, but you also potentially put all your employees out of work. Good job. You know? You went on Facebook, on your company's Facebook page. Now, had you said this on your personal page, it probably would have gone unnoticed. Well, you know, maybe unluckily one customer would have seen it that didn't agree with it and would have got it out there. But posting it to the company's Facebook page, man, that's just asking for trouble. You know, it's again, I know I'm speaking like he didn't have other motives behind this, which I'm pretty sure he did. But I'm just saying. So, yeah, what was going to happen, like, if the business does go under and all those people, all your mechanics are out of a job because you said some stupid shit on Facebook because you just couldn't fix a gay dude's car, you know? Or perhaps you said the thing about fucking putting it all back together with just bolts and no nuts or whatever it was. So somebody's car falls apart and they wreck and die. You know, do you want that on your record, let alone your conscience? So, man, this guy's just despicable all around. God, it just dumbfounds me. This is one of those bad people I was talking about. So he's just selfish. He's an ass. It's obvious by now. He says, outside, off of my property, it's a free country. Protest if you want. He said, inside here, it's my business, and that's the way it's going to be. He said, I had no idea my voice was so powerful. Man, are you deluded. Deluded? Delusional. Does deluded work too? I'll have to look that up later. Delusional as fuck. No, your voice is not powerful. A more appropriate sentence would be, I had no idea my voice was so fucking dumb. Because obviously he has no idea, even if he put the post up hoping that the backlash would happen and he would get to put on a GoFundMe page and get $500,000 like that pizza place did. Either way, it's a dumb fucking shit thing to do. So yeah, your voice isn't powerful. That's not power. You know, yeah, you got some supporters out there, but for the most part, people hate your fucking guts right now. And honestly, I'm a guy that promotes love, but, you know, I don't think that people that preach hate deserve hate, or deserve love. So that's my view on that. Also from MLive.com, Clowater has lived in West Michigan his whole life. He said he was in foster homes after the age of 5 and was on the streets during his teenage years. He dropped out of school in his teenage years, I guess, obviously. He got a job working on cars and eventually started repairing vehicles in his garage. He rented a place, then outgrew it, then outgrew it and moved to his location on Ottawa Avenue Southeast. Before long, he had taken in $1 million a year. It has become a successful business. $1 million a year. Maybe it could be $2 million if you would actually service the gays. Probably not. I don't know a lot of gay people that drive diesel trucks, which is what his shop specialized in. I mean, you know, I don't want to make general blanket statements. It's just not something you see every day. You know, well, I don't want to describe one because then I'd be called a bigot, even though it's just in the nature of comedy. So, like, yeah. $1 million a year fixing diesel trucks. And you know what? Another reason this dude might go out of business, speaking of diesel engines, engine manufacturer Cummins, remember Cummins? Power Stroke Cummins? Well, it's just Cummins. Cummins diesel, baby, woo-wee. Everybody around here in Kentucky likes those Cummins diesels. I think they're loud and obnoxious and whatever. Yeah, I don't like loud vehicles either. I'm a 75-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. If I had a lawn, I would probably scream at kids to get off of it every once in a while, just to have something to do. Anyways, engine manufacturer Cummins said on social media Thursday that it is in the process of notifying DIESELTEC to stop using its logo on their repair shop's website. In quotes, it says, "At Cummins, diversity is a core value. We are not affiliated with this business and are notifying them to stop using our logo." And they said that was in a tweet on Thursday, shortly after this happened. So yeah, good on you, Cummins. They were also a big opponent of that religious freedom bill that passed in, was it Indiana, this past month. So they're pretty outspoken about these kinds of things, and I appreciate that's awesome. And you know, I'm not trying to say that all rednecks that drive, all good old boys that drive Cummins diesel trucks are homophobic or anything. I'm really not saying that, but there are some, and I'm wondering if those people are aware that the company that built the engine that they love so much is pro homosexuality, supports gay rights and civil equal rights for all and whatnot. I would be curious to know if they knew that and if that would change their mind about how awesome Cummins is. Because obviously, you know, it's got to be a good engine, I would imagine. But sometimes people are passionate enough to change their mind on shit that doesn't matter. So it goes on. These are all from different articles, and I'm gonna put links in the description box if you want to go read the full articles mostly from MLive.com, I think. So he refuses to pay a $100 city business license, yet he claims to bring in over $1 million per year. And you can't afford $100? Well, he actually says that the reason he doesn't want to pay it isn't because necessarily the amount of money. He quotes, he says, "As a business owner, any demand for my money that has not been earned is an immediate point of contention." An immediate point of contention. I don't get it. It just seems like this guy is just hellbound to make everybody's life around him a living hell. That's like his number one goal in life, just to be difficult. That's his only. He wakes up in the morning and he says, "How can I fuck up somebody's day to day?" Now, I don't know if it's against the law not to have the $100 license. They do have a a $50 fee you can pay to, I guess, that's not a license, but I guess maybe it's like that it keeps them from coming. I don't know. It keeps them from coming after you for not pay. I don't understand, but he hasn't paid that either, so it doesn't matter. The troubling concern for Cloudwater is a city licensing ordinance that grants Granville authorities the right to inspect his business. You know, why do you care? I mean, I'm not a business owner. I've never been, so I don't know if there could be any kind of reason related to being a business owner in that, or if he's just paranoid, or if he's really hiding something. I mean, because it seems like you would want your place to be as safe and up to code as possible for your customers and your workers, and whatever else those inspections and licensings come with. But he goes on, he says, his troubling concern is the ordinance claims to give city officials the authority to violate civil rights of licensees, business officers, employees, and patrons. Cloudwater told Granville City Council at a January 26th meeting, on behalf of the aforementioned individuals, myself being one of them, I dispute your lawful ability to do what you claim. I dispute your lawful ability to do what you claim. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I dispute your lawful ability. So it's not against the law, and I guess in accordance with the law, to request him to pay the fee, or yeah, for the business license. I don't know. This guy strikes me as one of those rednecks that like tries to word his sentences in a way that makes him sound more smart, but it just comes off very confusing. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm sorry if this is boring. Like I said, I'm just trying to get through this stuff just as a follow-up. I would understand if you're not watching anymore at this point. Let's see here. Businesses in Granville readily go along with... Oh, this is one of the people on the council, I guess. Might be a mayor. Matthew Butts. Matthew Butts, assistant city manager, said this. Okay. Businesses in Granville readily go along with our requirement. This is the first, to my knowledge, that has posed it. So, Cloudwater, or whatever the fuck his name is, stupid homophobe, is the first business owner that has refused to pay this $100. And Matthew Butts goes on to say, the licensing process gives us the right to inspect, but we typically don't need to do it. And he said that's something, inspecting a business just because, because they have the license to do it, is something they've never done in the time he has worked there. So again, this Brian Cloudwater guy is just being difficult. He's being an ass. Just for the sake of being an asshole. And the funniest thing about all this, like I said in my video the other day, the last video I did about this, the only other video I've done about this, the opening line that I spit out there was that this was a get-rich-quick scam. And I kind of halfway believed at the time, but I know that people are this stupid for the most part, and maybe he was being serious. He probably is being serious, but I feel like if that pizza place hadn't got a shit ton of money, he might have just kept this whole rant to himself, like, or maybe he would have just put it on his personal Facebook page, but also one of these articles said he didn't have one, or he never used it or something, I don't know. So anyways, a guy named Robert Snyder started a GoFundMe fundraiser for Cloudwater and his business. And actually, kudos to GoFundMe because they took the page down. But who's Robert Snyder? I don't know. Could he be an employee of the place or maybe just a supporter? But either way, or maybe a pseudonym of Clawiter. Maybe it's just him in disguise. Who knows? Maybe it's completely legit. But the bottom line, it was taken down from GoFundMe, and I couldn't find a proper article. Like there was one, the Young Turks did a video on it, which is really good. So look that up. But I couldn't really find a good written article that had enough information on it. So I don't know if they took it down because it wasn't put up by anybody really related. Like it was put up maybe without the permission of the business, or because they were like, hey, this isn't what crowdsourcing is about. We're not going to let people go online and be assholes and then have other people come in behind them and put up a GoFundMe page when their business tanks and let a bunch of people support that asshole, just for the sake of being an asshole. So maybe they had morals behind it. Maybe they took it down because they don't want other people seeing it as a way to get rich quick, because it's happened once, and that usually opens up the floodgates for something like this. Or it could, like I said, it could be a simple technicality, but it's kind of fishy, just the fact that it showed up at all. But so yeah, he's not going to get any big money, and there's a very good chance that they will end up going out of business. Maybe not. Maybe they have enough supporters that think the same way that he does that will keep coming, or people that just don't give a fuck. I mean, let's be honest here. Like I said earlier, not all rednecks, are homophobic and whatnot, but a big portion of them are, and a big portion of them drive diesel trucks. So maybe they will keep him in business. But yeah, I don't know. So anyways, speaking of going out of business, a bankruptcy attorney in Grand Rapids by the name of Jeffrey Mapes sent an open letter to DIESELTEC and Mr. Killwater, whatever the fuck his name is. So let me read this letter to you. Dear DIESELTEC, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey Mapes, and I specialize in bankruptcy law. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of read my favorite parts. Helping individuals and corporations when things go wrong. I noticed your post on Facebook where you decided to alienate most of the general public by stating that you will refuse service to openly homosexual people. This is certainly an unorthodox business strategy, and perhaps it will work for you. But I get the feeling you will need a bankruptcy attorney pretty soon, and I wanted to offer my services. Like you, I am a white, male, Christian, a business owner, and a gun owner. Unlike you, I provide services to everyone regardless of their sexual orientation because it doesn't matter to me. I like this guy. I hope this won't be a deal breaker for you. This whole letter is fucking funny. It's going to be hard for me not to read it. If that upsets you, let me tell you a little bit more about our office to try and persuade you. The first thing you will notice is how friendly and compassionate the office staff is. Despite your inane, incoherent, and just plain dumb comments, we know that everyone makes mistakes, and we want to help you overcome them. They will also be more than willing to help you with some basic grammar that you seem to struggle with. That part. Oh, man. It's not often that when I'm sitting by myself, like, I'll just burst out laughing from something I read. I tend to be more of a laughing type when I have other people to laugh with. But that one right there fucking got me. Let's see here. You stated in your post that you would incorrectly assemble a vehicle in order to prove a point. I want to let you know that despite the fact that I would love to prove a point to you about tolerance, I won't compromise my standards of quality to do so. After all, I have to look in the mirror at the end of the day, and if I didn't do my best for everyone, I would have trouble sleeping. I like this next line. Perhaps you could give me pointers on how you sleep at night. Yes. So he invites him to the office, and I've basically almost read this whole thing. He says he doesn't encourage guns to be brought into his office, but he said, you know, as long as you are responsible with it, it's all good. And he says, I would only ask that you refrain from menacingly stroking your weapon while you quietly sing David Allen Coe songs to yourself. That made me happy. So, man, this attorney's fucking funny. And, you know, it couldn't be said better by anybody, not even myself. And he ends the letter with the speech from Billy Madison. What you have just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Sincerely, Jeffrey D. Mapes. That's for you, Jeffrey. That's all for Jeffrey. Let's all clap for Jeffrey. Beautiful. Beautiful, my friend. That is fucking awesome. So, you know, that pretty much says it all. I would like to shake Jeffrey D. Mapes' hand one of these days. And, you know, like I said, they might not, you know, their business is probably going to slow down, but if he's really making $1 million a year, he can afford a $500,000 drop, you know, unless he's got some kind of expensive habit. You know, maybe he's spending a couple $100,000 every year on heroin or something. I'm not accusing, I'm just saying there's possibilities out there. Maybe OxyContin, you know, maybe he's on the hillbilly heroin, because he sounds like a bit of a hillbilly to me. Anyways, I think that's it, man. I just wanted to do a follow-up because I made the other video and I felt like for the cause of consistency, I would have to do this because new news came out, and most of it was good news, and just more things that make the guy look incredibly stupid and like a horrible human being that likes to just fuck with other people. Not in a good way. You know, fucking with people's all right sometimes if you just have good intentions behind it, you know, just pranking, having fun, you know, fucking with people. But when you're just being a dick for the sake of being a dick, I'm not gonna pay your licensing fee because I don't want you coming into my business and looking around. Anyways, so fuck you, Mr. Whatever the fuck, Brian with the fucked up last name. I say fuck a lot, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm just a low class individual. Thanks for watching. Fucking subscribe. Fucking thumbs up. Do some shit, man. I gotta go to bed. Peace.